So after sleeping in shelters for the last 2 nights, I'm actually kind of happy to be back in my tent. You can see I got my tent set up and I've started filling up my air mattress and got all my gear into the tent. Got myself a little cup of tuna pasta marinara going, and I'm gonna have Nutella tortillas for dessert tonight, and I think that'll about cut it for the day. I'm actually feeling really good. Today was only 11 miles after that half day of the big breakfast and hanging out with Ryan and the guys at the breakfast place in Gatlinburg this morning. So I'm feeling good, and tomorrow is going to be about 12 miles. So not too terribly far. And then the next day, I think we got to do about 16 to get all the way to the end of the Smokies. So, and most of that is downhill coming out of the mountains. So, not that it's going to be easy, but it'll certainly be easier than the 2 days getting into the park. So yeah, feeling pretty good. I think the quads are going to get a chance to rest and recover a bit. The knees might be screaming a little, but they're getting stronger. And so yeah, the next several days are going to be, I think, pretty chill. Weather looks to be pretty good as well. So yeah, marching down out of the Smokies, another 35 miles to go. Should be beautiful. I am now heading up the staircase out of Newfound Gap, and don't have far to go, just a few more miles today to a campsite. And it was cool. There's a big parking lot there at Newfound Gap, and I stopped for a minute, take some pictures at the overlook, and met a really cool father and son who had driven up from west coast of Florida, or east coast of Florida. And we chatted for a while, and the dad was asking questions about the hike, and at the end he said, you know, it really inspires me to see people doing this. I need to set some goals for myself and start hiking again. It's been a long time. And then maybe 30 seconds later, a nice young family came by, mom and father and 2 young kids. And the mother asked if I was going all the way to Maine, and I said, yeah. And then they said congratulations and asked a few questions, and, you know, started talking about the inspirational nature of seeing people that take on a challenge like this and stick with it. And I guess it's easy on the trail to lose sight of how massive this endeavor really is. When you're in it and living it every day, it's funny how even though it's hard and you're working hard, it just becomes your normal reality, and that's what you do. And it's not the sections each day are not a big deal. And it's easy to lose sight of the fact that this is walking 2,200 miles. This is crossing 14 states. This is massive. And I think I need to talk to people like off the trail regularly and interact with strangers. And that's really like the 4th or 5th conversation in a couple days, because I was in town yesterday where people are just curious and interested and supportive. And you can tell, like, they sort of reflect and think about, man, is that something I could do, or something like that. I don't think I ever met anybody that was doing an AT or other long hike, not in the middle of their hike anyway, before coming out here. And so I don't know how I would have reacted, but it's pretty amazing to see and hear and feel people's responses to where you are in your journey and their well wishes, and it's really cool. So anyhow, I'll make a point to be more open to those types of interactions, and not feel like I have to cut them short to press on and get to camp. There's time for everything. So right now there's time for climbing stairs. Lots and lots. I got about 1.5 miles of uphill, so time to focus on the grind. This is kind of interesting. It's a wire fence, I guess, that was put in on the trail to keep pigs and other livestock from crossing into a certain area. So you gotta jump up on the platform and go around the fence and come back down the other side. Just like that. And there we go. This is one of approximately 20 special sites that have been identified for fencing against the wild hog, a non-native animal that has been present in the park only since the 50s. Very cool. Installed in 1984. Some of the mountains in the distance. On up the trail. Got about 5 miles to go today. A couple hours.